Welcome back to our channel, you guys. Today is Tuesday, a beautiful day, but honestly my brain is completely fried from staring at this screen and trying to process the absolute insanity that just dropped on this show. And I just have to start by saying, wow. Wow. I have been covering this show for a long time, and I am honestly a bit tired today, just typing fast before my deadline hits, but I still care so much about these characters. And this latest twist with Will Spencer, it actually got to me. It really did. So let's just dive right into this massive, messy, heartbreaking situation, because I have a lot of thoughts and I need to vent. So Will Spencer has completely vanished. He left a suicide note, a literal suicide note. And he is gone from Los Angeles. When I first read that, my jaw actually dropped. What were the writers thinking pushing this kid to the absolute brink? But then you zoom out and look at the bigger pattern of what has been happening over the last few weeks, and honestly, it makes total sense. It makes a depressing, terrifying amount of sense. Will has been suffocating, he has been drowning in the toxic, never-ending hatred between the Forrester family and the Spencer family. He was just a guy trying to love his girlfriend, Electra, and instead, he got turned into a pawn in this massive corporate war. Between the launch of Hope by Logan and Eric's haute couture show, Will was crushed. He was forced to keep massive secrets by his own mother, Katie, and his dad, Bill. And Bill's expectations for him were just too much. Bill wants a ruthless Spencer. He wants a shark, but Will isn't a shark. He's just a kid who wanted to be happy. And the pressure just kept mounting. We all saw it. A few episodes ago, Will was literally losing his mind. He was getting into physical fights. He punched RJ in the gut at the bikini bar, and then he completely lost it and punched RJ repeatedly in the face at the beach house. I am not defending violence, okay? But you have to look at the psychology here. Will was pushed into a corner. He was fired by Forrester Creations. He was forced to lie to the woman he loved. And then Eric Forrester, the patriarch himself, ruthlessly banished Will from the Forrester family. Eric gave him a harsh ultimatum to stay away. Ridge cornered Electra and forced her to cut ties with Will. Will was entirely isolated. So he broke. He completely broke. The suicide note he left behind is just devastating. I can't even imagine what Katie and Bill are going through right now reading that. In the note, Will explicitly states that he is leaving all of his shares in Spencer Publications to Katie. He is completely renouncing his inheritance. He doesn't want the Spencer billions. He doesn't want the power. He just wants out. He gave up everything that makes him a Spencer because that name has brought him nothing but pain and misery. Honestly, Katie has to be feeling an unbelievable amount of guilt right now. She is the one who forced him to keep the secret about Hope defecting to Logan. She is the one who told him that corporate loyalty was more important than being honest with Electra. Katie's demands for secrecy literally destroyed her son's life, and now she is holding a note that says he is gone forever. I bet she is regretting every single strategic move she made with that fashion show right now. And then there is Bill, Dollar Bill Spencer. The man who just last week was gloating and laughing in Ridge's face after Ridge punched him. Bill has been acting so arrogant, so triumphant about the Logan launch. But losing Will, that is the one thing that can actually break Bill Spencer. We are going to see a completely shattered man. Bill told Will not to feel guilty, that it was just business. Well, look where just business got them. But here is the part that actually made me gasp. Ridge and Bill are calling a truce. Yes, you heard me right. Ridge Forrester and Bill Spencer, two men who have hated each other for decades, who have fought over Brooke, who have fought over companies, who literally just engaged in a physical altercation. They are pausing the war. They are putting down their weapons to go look for Will together. I mean, who actually believes this truce is going to last? Probably no one. But for right now, the sheer gravity of Will's disappearance is enough to make them stop fighting. It shows that underneath all the haute couture and the diamonds, they are still fathers. And then we have to talk about Elektra Forrester. Oh, Elektra. You guys know I have had mixed feelings about her lately. When she found out Will lied to her, she threw her necklace at him. She permanently ended the relationship. She moved out of the beach house and let RJ swoop in to comfort her. But now that she thinks Will might be dead, she is completely falling apart. Elektra suddenly realizes that she cannot live without him. All the corporate secrets, the rival jewelry lines, the hope for the future diamond, none of it matters anymore. She realizes that her anger blinded her to how much pain Will was actually in. Maybe I'm being too harsh on her. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. She was manipulated by Ridge and RJ into thinking Will was this dangerous monster. But now, the reality of a world without Will Spencer is hitting her, and she is drowning in regret. She is probably wishing she had just listened to him when he begged for her forgiveness. But wait, hold on, because this is a soap opera, and nobody is ever really dead unless we see a body, right? And even then, it's a toss-up. Will is alive. He is not dead. He faked the whole thing. He left the note, he dumped the shares, and he ran away. He is currently hiding out in a tiny, remote small town, living under a fake name. And honestly, good for him. I kind of love this for him. Just imagine it. Will Spencer, the heir to a billion-dollar publishing empire, waking up in a small town, maybe working at a local diner or chopping wood or something. No paparazzi. No Ridge Forrester yelling at him. No Bill Spencer demanding he be a ruthless shark. No RJ trying to steal his girlfriend. Just peace. He is finally finding the peace in his soul that he has been desperately craving since this whole Logan versus Forrester war started. He is trying to heal. He is trying to figure out who he is without the Spencer name attached to him. It's actually a really beautiful storyline. It gives Will a chance to breathe. It gives the actor a chance to play a completely different side of the character. I was really starting to enjoy the idea of Will just living his quiet, fake name life in the middle of nowhere. But of course, the writers couldn't just let him be happy. They couldn't just let him have his peace. Because someone found him, and it wasn't Bill, it wasn't Ridge. It wasn't the private investigators. It was Melissa Dillon. Yes, Melissa Dillon. I literally screamed at my screen when I saw this. How in the world did Melissa Dillon find him? What is wrong with this girl? Let's back up for a second and look at Dillon. We all know she has been secretly harboring feelings for Will for a while. Remember back in July, a few episodes ago, when she was at Will's house and she had that bizarre medical episode. She fainted, her eyes rolled back into her head, and she had that wild, vivid hallucination about aggressively seducing Will. We all thought it was just a weird side effect of a health issue, but no, it was foreshadowing. It was showing us exactly how deep her obsession with Will Spencer really goes. Dillon has been playing the sweet, supportive friend this whole time. She acted happy for Elektra when Elektra and Will reunited at the bikini bar. She even started hooking up with RJ at the beach house, sharing these passionate moments with him. But clearly, her mind has always been on Will, and now that he is missing, she somehow tracked him down. She went full stalker mode and found him in his secret small town. And what does she do when she finds this broken, traumatized guy who faked his own death just to escape his abusive family dynamic? Does she comfort him? Does she call his grieving mother to tell her he is safe? No, she blackmails him. I am not even joking. Melissa Dillon looks Will Spencer dead in the eye and tells him that she will expose his location to the police and to his family unless he agrees to marry her. Marry her. I am honestly shaking my head just typing this. What is it with the people on this show and blackmail? First, we have Dylan's cousin, Remy Price, who is constantly sneaking around, blackmailing people, and desperately forcing kisses on Deke Sharp. And now Dylan is doing the exact same thing to Will. I guess being an unhinged, obsessive stalker just runs in their family. It is in their DNA. Dylan is using the absolute worst moment of Will's life to trap him. She knows that if she calls the cops, Will's fake death scheme will be exposed. He will be dragged back to Los Angeles in handcuffs. He will face fraud charges, he will face the media circus, and he will face the wrath of Bill and Ridge. He will be thrown right back into the suffocating nightmare that he just tried to kill himself on paper to escape. Dylan holds all the cards. She is looking at him and saying, "You are mine now. You belong to me. Put a ring on my finger or your peaceful little life is over." It is so deeply messed up. It is so toxic, and the craziest part is that Will might actually say yes. Think about it. Will is terrified. He is desperate to protect his new life. He knows that if he goes back to LA, he will lose his mind again. He might actually view marrying this psycho as the lesser of two evils. He might just agree to it to keep her quiet. But how long can he keep up that charade? How long can Will Spencer pretend to be a small-town guy married to Melissa Dillon while his entire family is back home mourning his death? And what happens when Elektra finds out? Because you know she is going to find out eventually. Elektra is back in LA, crying her eyes out, realizing she made the biggest mistake of her life by pushing Will away. She is probably pushing RJ away now too, realizing that RJ was just an opportunist who used Will's downfall to get to her. If Elektra finds out that Will is alive and that he is being held hostage in a forced marriage by her supposed friend Melissa Dillon, oh my God, the fallout is going to be nuclear. Elektra is going to go absolute scorched earth on Dillon. And what about Bill? If Bill finds out that some former Forrester Creations assistant blackmailed his son into a fake marriage while letting him grieve, Bill will actually destroy her. He will drop a building on her. He will throw her out of a helicopter. We have seen what Bill Spencer does to people who mess with his family. Dillon is playing with fire, and she is going to get burned so badly. But for now, I am just sitting here, staring at the wall, trying to process the sheer audacity of Melissa Dillon. I mean, I kind of have to respect the hustle as a soap opera villain move. It is top-tier manipulation. She saw an opportunity and she took it, but as a human being, she is absolute trash for doing this to Will. I feel so bad for Will. The guy just cannot catch a break. He tries to be a good boyfriend. He gets fired. He tries to protect his mom's secrets. He gets dumped. He tries to fake his own death to find peace. He gets blackmailed into marriage by a stalker. It is just one nightmare after another for him. And I wonder how they are going to write this moving forward. Are we going to get scenes of Will and Dillon playing house in this small town? Is she going to force him to act like a loving husband while she holds the threat of the police over his head? It is going to be so uncomfortable to watch, but you guys know I am going to be glued to my screen every single day. I can't believe how fast this escalated. 1 minute we are dealing with a fashion show and a stolen diamond, and the next minute we have faked deaths, suicide notes, unlikely truces, and blackmail marriages. The writers are truly unhinged right now, and I am here for it, even if it makes me want to pull my hair out. Honestly, I need a nap. I need a nap and a strong cup of coffee before I can even begin to think about what happens next week. Will Ridge and Bill actually find a clue? Will Katie realize that her corporate greed caused all of this? Will Elektra go looking for Will herself, and Will actually say I do to Melissa Dillon? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Are you team will finding peace? Are you team Electra getting him back? Or are you secretly loving this psycho villanera from Melissa Dillon? Tell me everything. I will be back tomorrow with more updates, assuming my brain hasn't completely melted by then. Stay bold, stay beautiful, and seriously, don't fake your own death without checking for stalkers first.